called Tina up here. But I'm going to tell you how I move into Tina's story, because she's not going to say this about herself, okay? I want to say Tina is a dynamic, vivacious, mischievous, quirky work of art. She has worked hard on her recovery from an addiction to alcohol without ever losing her playfulness. She is brutally honest with her emotions. There is no bullshit with Tina. There is pizzazz. Right? But things looked, come on up, things looked different 7 years ago. Tina described herself as a career housewife who had lost all self-respect. She lived with her husband and 2 young children in a good neighborhood. Her husband was successful. Her children were able to attend an elite private school. She related that earlier in her life she had a clear sense of the kind of person she wanted to be. She'd drawn lines she vowed she would never cross, but at this point she had crossed every one of them. She characterized herself as a day drinker who drank well into the evening. She felt void of value, worth, and self-respect. For the 3 months leading up to this episode, she hadn't breathed a sober breath. Yeah.
So when Bob, is that all right?
No. Hold down.
Okay. This part?
Down, yeah.
Uh-oh. Wow, Mom. Thanks for the support. When Bob asked about, or when Bob said something about foul language, or somebody did anyway, and I just had to laugh because I am not skipping one of those naughty words. I'm just going to warn you. And I was quite shocked when I read this, that everything is verbatim. I didn't expect that, but here we go. It was summertime, and my children were participating in an enrichment camp at their school. I dropped my 6-year-old daughter off at school in the morning. She and her 8-year-old son were to return at noon. Oh, me and Gabe, my 8-year-old at the time, were going to return at noon to watch Cayenne's end of camp performance. When I left the school, I made my habitual stop. I went to the store to pick up a few things at a store that sold bread, cheese, vodka, eggs, ketchup, rum, and macaroni. It seemed I needed something just about every day. I knew people were watching, so I always made sure to buy bread with my vodka. The birds in my yard were the best fed birds in the neighborhood. On the morning at the time to be back at school, on this morning as the time to be back at school approached, I loaded my son in the car. Somehow I managed to arrive at the school before passing out. As soon as my door was open, I slumped onto the parking lot, out cold. My son ran to the principal's office and said there was something wrong with me. I was sick and needed an ambulance. The principal had a suspicion about what was wrong, my sickness. His first call was to the police. Then he called my husband, who arrived at the time to see me being handcuffed and taken away in the back of a police car. He didn't go after me. I was angry and still very drunk. I was taken to the police station. I will say I was a .30 at noon on a weekday, so it really was a retoxification. It didn't take much. And that was pretty much the story daily. But at some point during the processing, I was asked if I thought I was likely to cause harm to myself or others. And it says, am I the only one who finds this question ironic? Because obviously, okay. Yeah, that's right. Being a smartass at heart, I answered, if it would get me the fuck out of here, I would. I would advise others to avoid this response. Because of that comment, I was placed in solitary confinement on a 24-hour suicide watch. For those who haven't experienced this, here are a few of the details. Can I have a Kleenex? Sorry.
I think this one's...
Okay. My sleeve would have been fine, but I didn't think that would look very good on camera. The cell itself was small. There was a metal bench on each side of the enclosure. In the middle of the room stood an open toilet and a drinking fountain. I wasn't allowed any hot food or utensils, nor any drinks in cups or cans. I was given a Kevlar suit to wear because Kevlar doesn't bend or twist and can't be used to hang oneself. Sleep was impossible. The bright lights were on at all times, and the steel benches were hard and icy. When I complained of being cold, I got a Kevlar blanket. Every meal consisted of a cold bologna sandwich, unbuttered white bread, and an apple. I went on a hunger strike to avoid having to poop in front of my jailers. I can't believe she wrote that.
From your mouth?
Unedited. I could stand and pee without taking the Kevlar outfit off, but I had no intention of sitting naked on the exposed toilet. At one point, I had had enough of the glaring lights. I climbed onto one of the benches and managed to reach the exposed dome. Because they wouldn't turn the lights down, they couldn't. And I was able to reach the dome light on the ceiling. While holding a piece of bologna buttered side up, I was able to reach the light and cover it. I and Oscar Mayer had successfully shut out the relentless glare. This was a moment of triumph. I was proud of myself, and then as I looked up to admire my work, the bologna fell directly onto my face. True story. Sometimes it takes a slice of bologna. At that moment, everything changed for me. I became overcome by a feeling that everything was going to be okay. Life, as I knew it, would never be the same. The obsession was lifted, and I did not even know what that meant. There would be no more running or hiding. My marriage was over, and there would be major hurdles ahead. But for the first time in many years, I was safe. There you go. Do I read it?